All right, what's good? What's good? What's good? Hope everything is well with everybody. The WBC, you got to love them. They are absolutely ridiculous, man. Not a shred of decency. Just completely full of it. Amazing. Wait for some people to come on in the channel. I know oh man, I can't wait to talk about this, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about this. I can't wait. Lord have mercy, man. Mel Brazil, what's good, man? AB Initio, what is that? Damon Wester, what's going on, Damon? Salute to my guy, Martin. Blessings to you and to the chat today, man. Shit, what's good, man? Mel Brazil said, Fannon, author Anthony T. Browder from the Broader Files, 21 essays on the African-American experience. I think you will like this book. Okay. Send me it. Hey, send me an email, man, and send me it. I don't know if you have it, but usually you don't have to gift it, but you can suggest it to me, I think. Because I don't have a lot of time to read books right now. So when I do need to go through them or really want to, I've been doing audiobooks more than anything else lately. Yeah, Black Star Sports TV said on another episode of the WBC Turns. The WBC has no shame, man. They have absolutely, positively no shame. Ty Smith, that's bullshit. Hold on. I didn't mean to hold that for review. Ty Smith. I messed up. You said that's bullshit. I didn't mean to time you out. Fannon scared of that smoke from who? Who's IBFP? I've never heard of who is IFIP? Because I don't know who that is. You know what I mean? I really can't be scared of smoke with somebody if I ain't never heard of them. But we'll wait till we get about 100%, man. Oh, he said, Ty Smith. There you go, Ty Smith. Said, do you think Adrian Bronner returns? Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. I do. Without it, I don't think it's a doubt. Oh, he said, from the beginning. Oh, that's what's up, Mel Brazil. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. What's going on, Bumpy Thompson? How you feeling, man? Aiden Rogan said, I think Bronner needs the money. I need the money. You know what I mean? Who don't need money? People be needing money. Yeah, Kyle, we live, man. We live. We doing it. I'm quite sure Nine is not scared of a soul. Nah, I mean, dude, I'm not scared of any person. I mean, I'd be scared of something that they could do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like but a person, not of a person, like of their approval and shit. Fuck no. Mike Williams said, what's up, LDBC? Hit that like button and join the Patreon. Yes, sir. We got another video. Oh, by the way, I do have a video coming out on Patreon today. So make sure you check it out. It's about when the right time is to go into business for yourself. Okay. It is a video that is requested. I've done before, that I've had conversations before, but I put it in a video because y'all are slow on asking questions about the business. So I went on ahead and was like, let me give them the most important thing, because I know there's a lot of people out here wondering when it's time to go into business. So I was like, okay, let me tell you when I would say that you would know that the time is right in order for you to leave the job you have and go start another and run another business. Okay. He exposed the horrors of Baltimore. What's that? Which I agree with. Oh, Broader the Truth. Okay. Yeah, I'll check him out for sure. Always good to hear somebody that people recommend. So we're almost at 100 people. We know we'll get it rolling today. Like I said, this is not going to be a popular live stream, because I know I put in the title that this is going to be a bit of a arcane boxing topic today. This will not be anything, big fabricated, not big, big, to do that everybody's going to talk about. But it is something that shows the nature of boxing and the root of the problem in boxing. And I'm well, Bert from Artikin. How are you, sir? I can't complain about a thing, man. I'm sitting up here talking about boxing, enjoying life, feel good. It's Friday. So, the weekend's coming up. OG Boxing Talk's coming up on Sunday. Enjoy it. What's going on, Lion Kill Wolf? What's good, man? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Ashley Corner in the building. What's good? Oh, man, you funny. You said hot box the other day. That shit been on my mind ever since you said that. I was like, why Ashley gonna put hot box? I was like, shit, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Show you right. Devin next fights. What's going on, IML Will? Okay, we're at 100. Said Aiden Rogan, this topic is proof of what you've been saying about Loma versus Lopez fight all the way around. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There you go, Ashley. Yeah, it's like, what? Shook me there. You shook me. So yeah, we're here now. So let's talk about what the WBC is doing, man. They're just liars. This is the only way that they can say, dude, you're just full of shit. And you make up things as you go. They just make up rules as they go. Like, the rule this Sunday may be completely different than what the rule is on next Sunday. What's going on, Calvin? Yeah, what is that? I don't even know what an IFIP is. Ain't that shit, that beer? Isn't that like that micro brewery shit? I thought IFPI shit was like a micro brewery or some shit. I never heard of that shit before. Yeah, dog, that hot. I was like, that is the best fucking description I'd ever heard from that, though. That shit is exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Oh, it's I figured it's a boxing channel. I just don't know what it is. I think it's probably, let me see. Oh, hold on, let me see. What is this? Yeah, I wouldn't fucking know. Like I would know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the fuck they are. Don't give a fuck about them. Don't see what I would get to gain out of this. Something that I would gain from talking to them? Is there something I get out of that? What's going on, Thrill Hill? Do it more. Some do it more than others, but they all make their own rules. Oh, this shit is ridiculous. This franchise champion thing is ridiculous, though. Because they just informally did away with mandatories. They just said that now the rule is changed 3 times. And the interpretation of their rule is changed 3 times, or changed at least twice. 3 times. No, 1, 2. No, this is the second time the rule is. No, the third, it's changed 3 times. They established the rule, then they changed it once, then they changed it twice. It started off. What's going on? 419 in the house. What's going on, man? Ray Morrison Jr. So it started off with the franchise belt was so that a financial megastar, Canelo Alvarez, could fight in multiple weight divisions, right? But not have to give up his belt because of the significance of the fighter to the sport of boxing, right? Which was a money thing. And it was a multiple weight class thing. For Canelo, that's the explanation they gave. And they say that you can't fight for the franchise championship, right? You can't fight for the franchise championship. But if you beat the franchise champion, then the franchise champion then can become a mandatory for the regular champion. That's what the rule was supposed to be. Number one, it was because of how big you were in the sport and how important you were to the sport. Franchise. That's why they call it a franchise. It's the big money guy. Then they said that was when it was Canelo, because it's a big money guy. He's the face of boxing, all of this shit. And he's fighting in multiple weight divisions. So we're going to allow him to be our franchise champion, keep our belt, and go on and do other things. But it's not the same as, it doesn't trump the regular belt. It doesn't trump the regular belt because you can't win the franchise. It's a special designation for a special franchise fighter. Right? Then, so that's what they did, created and gave it to Canelo. Then they gave it to Vasily Lomachenko, because in their explanation for Vasily Lomachenko was that because he was going up and down weight classes and he was significant in that degree. Never that he was some big megastar, because he's not, right? But he fought in multiple weight divisions. He's the number one pound for pound guy in the world, according to, the boxing, some people in the boxing media, right? That's why they did it for Canelo, for Lomachenko. But now they're doing it for, now they said, if Teofimo Lopez beats Vasily Lomachenko, then he's done enough to qualify as the franchise champion, because Top Rank asked him to. Top Rank said, will you allow, if Teofimo Lopez wins, to be the franchise champion? And they said he qualifies. Now, what part of the justification for Canelo Alvarez being for the creation of the franchise belt does Teofimo Lopez qualify? What does he satisfy? Is he a multi-divisional champion like Canelo and Lomachenko? No, he does not. Is he a big draw in the sport of boxing? A big draw, he's bigger than the sport of boxing. He's the face of boxing. Fuck no. Hardly anybody knows him outside of hardcore boxing fans. And he doesn't bring in any money. He's never sold out a show. He's never been on paper. He's never done any of that. So what has he done to qualify to be franchise champion? They just eliminated they just eliminated part of their rule. That's all they did. They said the part that says you can't challenge for the franchise championship. The only thing that you can do as a franchise champion is, if you beat the franchise championship, is become the mandatory. So what should happen if Teofimo Lopez beats Lomachenko is that he becomes the mandatory for Devin Haney. But now he's not the mandatory for Devin Haney. See? Now they've interpreted it in a way so Teofimo Lopez doesn't become the mandatory for Devin Haney. He becomes the franchise champion. Dude, they have no shame. You guys, dude, if anybody, I know y'all listen from the WBC, dude, have some fucking shame. I mean, have some shame. That Wally the Scott, the ESPN said, Top Rank said that if Teofimo Lopez beats Vasily Lomachenko, he qualifies to be designated as franchise champion. They've eliminated mandatories. Right there. Because they can name anybody, because now they can name anybody franchise champion, right? Any champion they can name. If they can name Teofimo Lopez franchise champion, they can name anybody that beats a franchise champion as franchise champion. And they've also already established that they will name anybody franchise champion that they want to name franchise champion. You know what I mean? So now all they do is name somebody franchise champion, and they no longer have a mandatory. They've eliminated mandatories. And Bob Arum has asked him to do it twice. And they've said yes both times. It's disgusting. Arthur Beterbiev, if Arthur Beterbiev wants to be franchised and not fight somebody that Bob Arum thinks can beat Arthur Beterbiev, all Bob Arum has to do is go to the WBC and ask them to make Arthur Beterbiev the franchise champion, and away goes the mandatory. And these people in the boxing media are still going to treat that guy as if he's the real champion, which has eliminated the mandatories. It's going to make it ridiculously difficult for people to get fights, the way that they interpreted that rule. The WBC is not even a sanctioning body anymore. You're not in the sanctioning body because you don't have a rating system. They no longer have a ranking system. It doesn't do anybody any good to get to number one, because that doesn't guarantee a fight with the champion, because the champion's a franchise champion, and the franchise champion doesn't need to defend against mandatories. All you're going to do is get them to fight the number one guy. The best thing that ranking system will get you is an opportunity to fight the number one guy, but not the champion. It's ridiculous. Wayne Ash, Gary Russell is a WBC franchise champion. You're serious, huh? We got him in the chat today, huh? If you're serious, we got him in the chat today, huh? You know what I mean? Crazy. Y'all are crazy. Would y'all like to justify that? Which means Tyson Fury is going to be franchise champion. Now, for you guys over there in the UK, let me tell you what that means for Tyson Fury. Oh, like Ty Smith, yeah. If Dillian White insists on pushing a fight, they'll before they let Tyson Fury drop. If Tyson Fury were to beat Deontay Wilder the third time, they would franchise Tyson Fury before they would allow him to drop that belt. And you see they're trying to make another weight class. Okay, now I'm going from bad to worse. They're also trying to start another weight class between cruiserweight and 225. WBC, do you really think people are that stupid? Like, you are just so ham-handed. A couple years ago, or less than a couple years ago, they were in the press every other day talking about making super heavyweight. But nobody liked the idea of a super heavyweight division. Listen to what they're pulling. Fucking Mauricio. People are not stupid. Jesus, all you're doing is changing what you were doing before and trying to give it a new name. That's it. These people are so dishonest. Dude, the WBC is so dishonest. Like, so a couple years ago, they tried to do a heavyweight division, a super heavyweight division. Now I know that you guys know. I'm sure you guys remember the conversation about making a super heavyweight division. WBC, we want to make a super heavyweight division. We want to make a super heavyweight division. But nobody wanted it because it's stupid. We don't need another fucking weight class. WBC, for what? You don't give a fuck about steroids. So don't tell me it's the size of the fighter and fighter safety you're thinking about. You're just thinking about creating another set of fucking belts so you can have more champions and you can make more money, you fucking crook. You fucking crook. That's what you're doing, you fucking crook. You're just trying to water down boxing even more so you can have more championships and more sanctioning fees. But people didn't go for it. They're like, man, fuck a heavyweight belt. I mean, fuck a super heavyweight division. So they said, okay, well, we don't have the support. We don't have the support for a super heavyweight division. And they let it go. Right? Wrong. They come back and say, well, we won't make a super heavyweight division. We'll make a division between heavyweight and cruiserweight. Listen to this shit. Dude, we are not that stupid. It's the same thing. No difference. They're trying to make, they said, it's not going to be a super heavyweight division. We won't make that division, but we'll make a division between cruiserweight and heavyweight. So cruiserweight's up to 200. This new division, which will be called junior heavyweight, not light heavyweight, right? Not cruiserweight. What the fuck does that even mean? But junior heavyweight or super cruiserweight. That's what we'll do. We'll make a new super cruiserweight division or a junior heavyweight division, depending on what you want to call it. And it'll be between 200 and 225, and everything from 225 and above will be heavyweight. What is the difference between that and saying that super heavyweight is everything from 225 and above? What's the difference between the two of those things? Nothing. It literally is creating a super heavyweight division without calling it the super heavyweight division, calling it the heavyweight division, but still having the same weight division that you wanted. You're just moving heavy from 200 to 225 and creating a new division in between. Man, shut up, you fucking crooks. It's enough, okay? You can't keep going to the well. The well is dry, okay? The well is dry. There is no more room for more weight classes. 78 belts is enough. 78 belts is way beyond what we should be at. Okay? When there were 17 belts, okay, maybe we can go to 20. Maybe we can go to 25. Maybe we can go to 30. But 50, 60, 70, 70's not enough. 70 belts is not enough. There used to be 7 weight classes with 7 belts. Thanks to these guys, we are now, this fucking moron, Mauricio Suleiman, is looking to increase it to at least 82 fucking champions in boxing. At least 82. And that is only including 1 belt per sanctioning body per weight class. When the truth of the matter is that that the WBC has as many as 4 champions per weight class. They have the franchise champion, the regular champion, the diamond champion, the silver champion. And now they want to add another division? Are you fucking kidding me? I got to pull out a calculator to see how stupid this is. Let's see how many belts they want to have. There is 17 weight. Oh, they want 18 weight classes. 18 weight classes times 4 belts each equals. They want 72 WBC champions. They want to have as many as 72 WBC world champions. 72. You guys are fucking crooks. Stop it. Stop. Stop. You fucking clowns. By the year 2050, there's going to be 300 fucking belts. You're going to have weight classes of 5 fucking pounds between each one of them. From 300 all the way down to 100 pounds. You're going to have a belt between the super duper Oprah weight class, the 280 to 300 weight class, the super duper obese weight class for people between 300 and 350. I mean, it's just fucking stupid. Okay, it's just stupid. Will you please stop ruining the sport, Mauricio? You selfish fuck. You guys are so fucking selfish. You're ruining the fucking sport to try to make more money. It's already bad enough that nobody knows who a champion is in any of the weight classes that we already have. Jeez. You guys don't even pretend that you like boxing. Mauricio Suleiman must be one of these kids that couldn't stand boxing because his dad was always making him watch it, and he was already around boxing. T-Style said, I told you as soon as it was announced, Fannon, this would be a thing. Yes, he did, and I recall that. It's fucking ridiculous. Stop. Stop. I mean, at this point, all you can do is look at him and say, stop. Will you please stop? You don't need 78 championship belts within the WBC. There can't be 78 world champions. And then what is 78 times 4? It's 600 at least, because I can round down and multiply 15 times. But what is 72 times 5? Because now there's the IBO. 360 world champions. If you include like Eddie Hearn wants you to do, include the IBO, right? Give the WBC its extra weight class, right? So now there's 5 divisions. Now there's 5 different sanctioning bodies that all have the same number of champions as the WBC. So WBC has 4 champions per weight division, right? They got 4 champions per weight division over 18 weight divisions. And you got 5 other sanctioning bodies. Dude, that's everybody in America can be a world champion the way that they want to do this shit. Pretty soon, they literally are going to have an email championship. Hey, the WBC figured out that they can send people championship belts, call them a champion, and they will pay a $50 sanctioning fee. And you can be your own weight class with your own official WBC belt. And we've got millions of champions. Everybody can be a champion with the WBC. It means champion in the world, not champion of the world. That's how you guys have been fucking it up all this time. See, we thought it was champion of the world, but they meant, no, you're a champion in the world, which means everybody's a champion in the world. You're your own champion. Power to the people. Dog, the deep man, God, dog, man. You get a lollipop for coming out. What is this? I can't. What? Oh, please print your 3D championship belt. Oh yeah, the 3D championship belt. You guys are jokes. You guys ruin the sport, man. Seriously, like serious conversation here. You guys are really terrible. Okay, you guys are really terrible. Your decisions are fucking ridiculous. Okay, they're just ridiculous. Somebody needs to investigate your ass. Like, for real. Because your crooked shit is just so fucking up over the top. I mean, you're just sitting on top of the shit. Like, all out in public. Like, what? You're trying to tell me Bob Arum ain't paying you to do this shit? Bob Arum bribed the IBF. Admitted to bribing the IBF for rankings. And now he's making the WBDC do this type of magic twice? Ain't no money going back and forth, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. You guys are such fucking crooks. Like, jeez. You don't have a belt, man. WBC giving them away. You got to get one. Yeah. Well, you know, I had a WBC pin. I used to have a WBC pin. I had it for exactly 2 minutes, and I gave it to a friend. I was like, you want a WBC pin? Yeah, cool. My friend can put it somewhere. So I said, hey, here, man. It's the dude I went to the fight with. Hey, man, you want this WBC pin? It's a keepsake. You might not ever come to a fight again. But that's with how little regard they treat their fucking name. They have no respect for their own name. Mauricio Suleiman has no respect for his father's name. None. He's like running through the motherfucking place. You know what I mean? Like, you ever see like somebody like a business, like maybe his father might have been a little bit of a crook, right? I'm not going to speak on it, but I know it's always been going on. So let's just assume that was the case, right? And then he passes away, but he always had a sense of decency about himself and a love for the sport of boxing and a real desire to grow the sport of boxing. But he got a little spoiled, crooked brat ass, crooked son who couldn't stand him and decided that when he got in charge, shit's changing around here. And he just changed the shit up. Got 900 belts. Legalizing performance-enhancing drugs by raising computerol levels. Got dudes like Povetkin popping dirty and him just washing his hands of it in the court of law and fucking over Deontay Wilder for like $6 million for his partner over there. Dude, you guys are fucking ridiculous, dude. Just fucking ridiculous, man. Hey, Chris Graham, much love in the super chat, man. Thank you. Much love. Thank you, man. Oh, and Christopher Schaefer said, what's good, Fannon? Just got here. Can I get a short briefing of what sounds like more BS? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Inez, for the love in the super chat. I got to do one thing real quick to keep my day on schedule. It's just a regular scheduled maintenance thing that I must do. Will not take long. But in short, the WBC has said that it is going to allow Teofimo Lopez to be named WBC franchise champion at lightweight if he beats Vasily Lomachenko, which is exactly what they said they would not be doing when they originally created the WBC franchise belt. The WBC franchise belt is nothing more than a way to eliminate mandatories and bypass the rules laid out in the Muhammad Ali Act. They're doing it at the behest of Top Rank and Bob Arum, who is on record admitting that he has bribed sanctioning body heads of sanctioning bodies before to get his fighters ranked. The same way that in Austin Trout's lawsuit against the WBO, they claim that Frank Warren paid the WBO money to bypass him to have him taken out of the rankings so that Liam Smith could get a shot to fight for the vacant WBO championship and then ultimately go on to fight Canelo Alvarez. That type of pay-per-play stuff that's supposed to be regulated by the Muhammad Ali Act. Well, the WBC and Bob Arum have concocted what they think is a cute way to work around it. And the rule was originally supposed to be that, this was a designation that was a special designation, a unique designation for a fighter that has transcended the sport of boxing and who fights in multiple weight classes, and as a result, is so important to the sport of boxing that they deserve a special designation. One of that, and that is the franchise champion. They will keep the world champion, which is, has mandatories and all that. Now, the result of that for Canelo was that he was no longer tied to fighting Jermall Charlo. Now, the same Canelo that after the WBC gave a pass with the franchise champion, then moved on to ducking Sergey Deverenchenko and getting stripped of the IBF belt for doing the same thing that he did with Jermall Charlo, except for the WBC created a special championship designation for his incredible awesomeness. That's the only way I can describe it. His incredible awesomeness and uniqueness that is Canelo Alvarez. The WBC said, man, you ain't fighting the IBF said, yeah, Canelo, you're going to fight this dude or get the fuck out. I'm not going to fight him. We'll get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? We'll get the fuck out. Not the WBC, though. So, when Bob Arum heard about this, there was an interview on IFL TV where Bob Arum was asked, hey, Bob, did you hear about the WBC making this franchise champion for Canelo Alvarez? What do you think about it? And he said, I think that's great. I don't think that these champions should be held to mandatories and fighting all of these stupid fights against these mandatory challengers that people don't want to see. They should be able to fight whoever they want to see and make money. That's what's best for boxing. Mandatories are terrible for boxing. Mandatories in ranking systems, like the ones that are regulated by the Ali Act that were put there in order to keep Bob Arum and Don King from manipulating and fixing fucking boxing to their own ends, which is exactly what the fuck they're doing with this. So anyway, Bob Arum says, I don't like mandatories. Magically, Devin Haney becomes the WBC mandatory challenger for Vasily Lomachenko. In preparation for that being the case, Bob Arum goes to the WBC and says, hey, Vasily Lomachenko deserves to be franchise champion just like Canelo Alvarez. So the WBC says, you're right. And they interpret the rule differently than they explained it when they gave it to Canelo. They gave it to Canelo for one reason. They gave it to Vasily Lomachenko for another reason. Because Canelo is a big superstar, right? That it was going to be moving up in weight. He was going to be going from 160 to 168 to 175. He had another 3 weight classes to go up. And he's the biggest money man. He's the face of boxing. He's so special. But that's not the case with Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko is not going up any more weight classes. He's at the highest weight class he'll ever go. So why in the world would you make him the franchise to allow him to continue to climb weight classes? when he's already at his third weight class and it's said he's not going up. He might go down. But he's pound for pound number one. He's another talent-wise. He's another level. We've never seen him before, that level of talent. Because it's not about how much money he brought in. Because Lomachenko don't bring in money like that. He ain't a pay-per-view fighter. He's a network television fighter. He ain't no pay-per-view fighter. He's not a pay-per-view fighter. Errol Spence is a pay-per-view fighter. So you should be franchising his ass if it's about the money. Because the biggest money earner the WBC has, that's a pay-per-view guy that the WBC has. How many WBC champions are pay-per-view guys? Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence Jr. That's it. Oh, and Canelo Alvarez, right? Besides Canelo, Lomachenko's a regular ESPN level fighter. In fact, the next fight, this fight with he and Teofimo Lopez isn't even going to be on ESPN Plus. It's going to be on It's going to be on regular ESPN. Regular ESPN. He's a regular ESPN fighter, dog. He's a Tuesday night fight night fighter. He's a Tuesday night fights. Nah, he's more than Tuesday night fights, but you get my point. He's a regular run-of-the-mill TV fighter. He is not like Errol Spence, who's been on pay-per-view twice. Is he? No, he is not. So they changed it, but now they're going to change it again to Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is not a draw. He has not fought in any other weight class than the weight class he is in right this second. And so they changed the rule because Christopher Schaefer, part of the rule that they said about Canelo was that you can't fight for the franchise champion. Because you know what? They don't want somebody just fucking off and beating Canelo and then he's now their franchise. Oh, no. You can't. Oh, no. Well, what happens if Canelo just fucks up and fights Jamal Charlo because he wants to? Will he become the franchise champion? No. See, but now Bob asked him to because Bob Arum asked him to allow Teofimo Lopez to be the franchise champion if he beats Lomachenko. And they say, you're right. He's done everything necessary. Where is the motherfucking bag at? Yes, the bag weighed what it was supposed to weigh. So he did everything he needed to do in the best interest of boxing to get this belt. What a fucking con job, dog. What a con job. I hate doing this, dog. I don't want to always be the what do you call it in politics? Hey, Chris Schaefer, much love in that super chat again. He said, yep, just as I suspected. I was in the comment section arguing with some idiots about the duck license. Franchise belt a couple days ago. Absolutely. That's a duck. It's a license to duck. It's a license to duck is how that operates. And let's see. Hey, come on, boxing scene. Can you write an article about this? I know Glovegate ain't important enough for you. Okay. Glovegate is just my imagination, right? Just my imagination making shit up. So, okay, you can't talk about that. How about this, though? How about this joke? We should be able to agree on this one, right? That this is a joke. And this is just a way for Bob Arum to keep all of the belts with him. So he can pay you sanctioning fees. Because you don't want your belts running around with people that can't pay you for them. 3% of a lot is worth more than 3% of a little. And you want all of the big-time fighters carrying your belt. And you need another weight class, too, because you need more champions. What a joke. What a joke, man. Am I missing something? Let me go look in this other stream because maybe I can see my haters telling me I'm lying. Anybody? Oh, let me see. Haney sucks. Okay, whatever. Yeah, he sucks. Fight him then. Fight him then. Fight him then. Wayne, hey man, thanks for joining the channel, Wayne, the other day, man. Thank you so much, man. He said, in all seriousness, how are you supposed to have undisputed champions if you have a franchise champion? Well, you just give the franchise championship. Well, this is how you do it. You just have ESPN writers, Ring Magazine writers, ESPN Magazine writers, and Ring Magazine writers all say that it's undisputed. Just call it undisputed. And we'll all start arguing about it. And for all intents and purposes, because the people that pay the bills for the promoters, the networks want it that way, it'll be that way. Networks ain't much different. The shit going on with DAZN, dude, DAZN shitting on an undisputed championship. Shitting on it. Could have made it easy. They had an undisputed championship over there at DAZN that they could have made the next day. A great fight. One of the best fights that can be made in boxing. And they refused to make it. With Canelo Alvarez and Demetrius Andrade. Come on, man. Canelo Demetrius Andrade is a better fight than Canelo Rocky Fielding. It's a better fight than Canelo. It's better than Canelo Daniel Jacobs. It's better than it's Canelo and Sergey Kovalev. That is Demetrius Andrade is a undefeated, highly skilled dude, and it was for all 4 of the major championship belts. And DAZN decided not to do it. And Eddie Hearn said it on an interview. He said it right there on the channel right after Demetrius Andrade won. Because they're like, hey, Demetrius Andrade is now the IBF champion. Because Billy Joe Saunders, tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, couldn't fight. And then Demetrius, which ruined another good fight because this dude, Billy Joe Saunders, failed a drug test in the biggest fight in his fucking career. This shit is a joke, man. Billy Joe Saunders tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs in the biggest fight of his fucking career. For a unified belt. For the WBO IBF 160-pound championship, and he tested positive and lost his fucking belt. Could he beat Kovalev, though? Andrade, I don't know. The way that I say, Troy, the reason that I say it's a better fight is because we're undisputed. I don't know if Kovalev could beat him or not. If Andrade could beat him or not. Because I haven't seen Andrade get enough good opportunities to fight guys for me to say that. But as far as guys at 160, I think Demetrius Andrade can beat anybody at 160. And I think hey, thanks, Troy. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you, man. I think it's a better fucking fight. But they decided not to make it. They're just like, no. Oh, you're asking? That's what's up. No, I can't tell you. I don't know if Demetrius Andrade could beat Kovalev. Because I don't know if Demetrius Andrade is going to come up juiced like that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What's your solution to all of this bullshit? Hey, look, dude, I don't know. My solution is to tell you what happened so you don't walk around uninformed and not spend your fucking boxing dollar the way you would otherwise spend it. Because the WBC doesn't make good fighters. The fighters make good fighters. There's a lot of great fights. There's a lot of great fighters. The WB, the championship, is supposed to designate who is the best. But with all of this shit, it's clearly not. It doesn't mean you're the best. It doesn't. And the WBC is cheapening it so much that Tyson Fury's manager, Frank Warren, said that they have the ring belt. So they have the ring belt and may not fuck around with the they'll drop the WBC if they ask instead of fighting Dillian White. That's tough, man. Eclectic Agitator said the WBC is suspected buffer organization for the global government of white supremacy, the truth and facts. I think everybody is, dog. I think everybody falls into that category. I'm working for the man right now. Working hard over here on this Google platform, man. You know they getting some change out of this too. D-Style said franchise was always going to be WBC's version of the WBA's Super, period. And D-Style Boxing has been saying that for a motherfucking minute. It just catches me a little slower. I thought it would be the case, but like I said, D-Style's been covering this consistently, watching this stuff for the last, how long you been watching this stuff, D-Style? Last 10 years, something? It's been a long time. Rope Dope Radio was the shit. And I think that was in 2010, wasn't it? So, yeah, D-Style would know he's been watching this stuff on a day-by-day basis for a minute. And he's just all boxing. You ain't going to get none of the dumb shit that you get out of me. You're not going to get any of the fucking foolishness, because I will bring the foolishness. Jupiter B, undisputed, established is lineal. There is no lineage with franchise. They're ruining the history of the sport just to keep fighters out of it. I think they're just trying to make a profit on any and everything that they do. Yes, sir. Yep, 2010. Thank you. I got my years right. Say Rope-a-Dope was a classic. Yeah, it was, man. How many champions do you feel are needed in each division? 1 in about 7 of them. 0 in about, hold on. Let me see. I got to make sure, Ron Williams, I give you the right answer. Because you're saying, how many champions do you feel are needed in each weight division? So let's go. At heavyweight, I think you need 1. At cruiserweight, I think you need 0, and they should abolish it. Light heavyweight, I think you need 1. At 168, I think you need nothing. You need to abolish it and make them fight at 175. I think at 160, you need 1. At 154, I don't think you need any, and they should all be fighting at 160. At 147, I think you need 1. At 140, I don't think you need any, and you can make them all fight at 147. And at 135, I think you need 1. 130, you need none. Move them up to 35. At 126, you need 1. At 122, you need none. Move them to 126. At 118, 1. At 115, none. Move them to 118. At 112, 1. At 108, none. Move them up to 112. And at 105, 1. And call it a motherfucking day. 1 in each division and slash half of the divisions. That's what I want to see. Because then I know the best are going to be fighting the best. Because they ain't got no choice. You ain't going to be having Lomachenko going from fighting at 126 and having 3 fights against Jason Rosado, against what's that motherfucker's name? No disrespect to him, but the guy out of Philadelphia, man. that he fought at 130. What is that dude's name? The guy that caught a draw with Nicholas Walters, Jason Sosa. So Jason Sosa, there's no Jason Sosa, Miguel Mariaga fight, right? There's none of that. He's going straight from Gary Russell Jr. He's going straight up to Robert Easter. You know what I mean? He's going from Gary Russell Jr. to Mikey Garcia. None of the shit in between that allows you to act like, oh, well, I've won so many belts, dog. Them little itty bitty fucking weight classes are also ways to duck people, because now you can sit in a lower weight class and not have to get no smoke. Like, for example, let's take Josh Taylor for an example. If there was no 140-pound division, Josh Taylor's ass would have had to been at welterweight from jump, because he already starves himself down to 140. He can't get down to 135, so he would just be at 147. Jose Ramirez would be at 147. Regis Prograis would be at 147. Do you see how much more competition? Jose Ramirez would be at 147. Mikey Garcia would have been at 147. You see how much more competition that pushed into 147? You don't need a post-stall fight. You fuck around and have this dude, Josh Taylor, have to fight Jaron Ennis. Like, how are you going to not fight somebody when there's that many motherfuckers there and there's only one belt? Just think about it. If there was only one belt between 135 and 147, you would have, and Errol Spence Jr. was at the champ. Think of how you would have to rank those guys, because they would all be there. They're all that weight. They're all that size. How many? You would have number one, Errol Spence Jr. Number two could be Terrence Crawford. You have Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez, Regis Prograis, Sergey Lipinets, Jaron Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, all of them motherfuckers in the same weight class, all at number 1 through number 6. That completely changes the competition level in boxing. You can't slip. And that's how those guys used to be champions. That's the difference between these dudes, man. And why it's so tough for people. He said a lot of guys will not be in boxing, bro. Yeah, a lot of guys will be the fuck out because they couldn't compete. You know what I mean? I'd be like, no. But why? But look, so if you dissect that, now work backwards from that, and you'll see why they divided the boxing up so much. Because if you're a promoter and these guys aren't signed to you, you just create another belt and another ranking system that's going to work with you and get your guys ranked. There's almost nothing more in boxing that demonstrates the point more than the fact that Vasily Lomachenko got a championship shot in his second fight. And Bob Arum promised it to him. How can you promise that? How can you promise that? You had to have negotiated with the WBO before he turned pro. You had to have negotiated in order to promise that and put it on a contract. You would have had to have negotiated with the WBO before Vasily Lomachenko even turned professional or signed with you. Wouldn't you have to? No, he didn't earn a shot. He got the shot in his second fight, according to BoxRec. How can you earn that as a pro? You can't, unless the sanctioning body says we're taking your amateur record into consideration in your ranking. and your amateur record will put you in the top fucking 5 with no professional fights? Nah, dog, I think that shit is some dog. That's some horse shit. Olympians get special treatment. Really? Really? Where's Errol Spence Jr. special treatment? Andre Ward was a gold medalist. Where was his fight in the second fight? Pernell Whitaker, how many? Sugar Ray Leonard was a gold medalist. Where was his championship shot in his second fight? You know how many motherfucking gold medalists there are? Guillermo Rigondeaux was a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Where was his shot in his second fight? What do you mean they're giving priority? Why? And if you say bullshit, and even if they gave the priority, the negotiation had to start before he turned pro. You're ranking an amateur. Stop. You're making the rules based on what you want to happen. You have no rules. There are no rules. But it says in their rules that there are no rules. Because they said, again, in the interpretation section of the WBC rules, that we'll interpret any of these rules in a manner we think is in the best interest of boxing. It's in our best interest that there's no mandatories for your belt. But does the WBC, D-Style, doesn't the WBC belt, not saying that it won't eventually get there, but doesn't the WBC have mandatories? Jupiter B said, you missed my super chat. Hey, I'm sorry, man. I'll go back and get it for sure. Oh, I missed a bunch of stuff. Oh, man, I be talking. Black Samurai said, crazy how Aaron manipulates the system. There's no room for franchise belts in boxing. It should be one belt, one face. Yes, it should. But that is Mauricio Suleiman manipulating his own damn system. Because he did it before Bob Arum asked him. He did it for Oscar De La Hoya. Bob Arum saw what he did and then asked him to do that for Lomachenko. And they'll do it for Tyson Fury too. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Jupiter be in that super chat. Let me get them super chat. Much love in that super chat to my man, Black Samurai. Jupiter B said, if you fight the WBA super champ, you win the super. Damn, Jupiter B was saying it. Franchise is only who WBC allows. On the line for Teofimo, but not Canelo opponent. Not the same at all. But no, what he says is, but Jupiter, what I think D-Style is saying is that that's what the WBC is moving towards. That they established it for one reason, but they're going to change the rule, and it's going to ultimately become that. It's going to become the super, like their super championship. So I don't think it's I don't think what you're saying is at odds with what D-Style is saying. Unless I misunderstand what it is that D-Style is saying. But I don't think that I am. Salute, my brothers. Keep doing your thing. Thank you, man. Much love, KQKC Box. Hey, Fannon, if you don't mind, you mind if I put a 4-minute video about this? Yeah, absolutely. For people, yeah, go ahead and link it. You can put it in there. No worries. Yeah, man, go check out. Hey, when you get done with the video, or you can just dip out real quick, open in another tab, like the video, and it'll be there for you. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, D-Style. No worries. Anytime, D-Style. For you, D-Style, anytime. Anytime. Not for just any old body, though. Because he's actually, I know what he's about. I know that it's going to be high quality. I know it's going to be worth watching. I'm some in here want WBC gone, but not the others. If we want the best in boxing, there needs to be one belt, or this corruption will only get worse. Yeah, it's just gonna keep going, dude. God dog, you would think, because you think, like, at a point I would say, oh, it would never get to 100 belts. Then I think to myself, damn, I'm sure somebody in 1960 said, there's no way that this is going to lead to 78 belts. Like, yeah, I know we're splitting for the WBC. Like, I know we're splitting from the WBA and we're creating another belt. But, we work together real well. And, it'll never get to there being 78 belts. What do you think the guys at the WBC and the WBA originally, or the NBA originally, then or not originally, but the NBA that changed to the WBA, right? And when the WBA and the WBC split, and could you imagine if people sat there and said, hey, look, you don't need to do this, because if you do, by the year 2020, we're going to have 78 different world champions if you do this. We're not going to have 9 world champions. We're going to have 78. They'd be like, it's never, conspiracy theorist. You conspiracy theorist. Oh God, you're just a hater. You're just a hater. It'll never go that far. I'm sure that type of conversation took place, man. Like, Jupiter B said, you're right. The WBA was established for one purpose and made for another, but it was never to keep some people safe. Oh yeah. It ain't about fighter safety and all that shit. The WBC was about American influence in boxing. That's what I recall. That's what I recall the explanation being. That there was a faction of the WBA that thought that America had too much influence over the ranking of fighters and champions. So the WBC was founded in Mexico. Specifically because they didn't feel like there was enough influence from the international community. Because, U.S. boxing was paying the bills from the fucking jump. But they wanted to spread it out and make it global. The WBC was the first attempt to make boxing global. And they've been, and the sanctioning bodies have been trying to make it global ever since. Right? I wonder what the NBA was. Because NBA was the first word national, and then they changed it to W, which is world, and then the world, and then International Boxing Federation, World Boxing Council, World Boxing, whatever the fucking A is, association. National. Yeah, they want to go international. And us Negroes, we don't go along for the ride on the international ride. They need but they're global. They're from the Ukraine. The fuck makes the Ukraine any more part of the world than the Bronx? I still don't get that, dude. Yeah, pretty much. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Salute to you for not always coming with the logical, truthful content. Fuck is that about? Does anyone always come with logical, truthful content? Logical is subjective. No, it's not. Your shit is just illogical. Fuck that. That shit's subjective, whether it's shit's logical or not. But anyway, okay. Thanks, man. I hope that you didn't intend to insult me by slipping in the word not, because I wasn't going to miss that. And it's not very funny. Thank you for always not. Thanks, man. Made my day, homie. You make my day. IBF split off from the WBA. Yeah, did it? And the WBO was the one that didn't break off from anything. Bob Arum just pulled it out of his backside. and ESPN started reporting on it. So now we got another sanctioning. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. I think he was trying to be cute. Thank you for not always coming with logical, truthful content. Salute. So he's trying to be sarcastic with the salute because people in the LDBC say salute. And then he was not always coming, so I don't know. Maybe he thinks maybe thinks I was going to miss the word not, the negative or something. I don't know. Shit was real dry, what the fuck ever it was. Oh, you sent him to Blockland? Oh, I don't know. See, I'm on the wrong chat. That's why I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it. But now I'm back where I was supposed to be. But I am going to roll out of here a little early today, man. Oh yeah, the WBO, the IBF broke. The WBL was the one they just pulled out their ass. Who should fight for the now vacant WBC super middleweight belt, in your opinion? I didn't know what is vacant. Callum Smith vacated that belt. Skinny Kenny. I don't doubt that you could be right on that. I'm telling you what I recall an explanation being. The explanation that I got may or may not have been the whole story. Because what you're saying here sounds like you're like a real reason that they would do that. and the explanation that I gave is the one that they would give for it. I would have no doubt that some shit like this could be behind it. So we're not disagreeing. You could very well be right about that. Benavidez missed weight. Oh, the WBC. Oh, snap! He missed weight. Bah! Get your ass out the weight class, fucking Benavidez. He missed fucking weight this morning. The weigh-ins this morning. You're telling me this. Because the WBA, I thought he said the WBA. He's the WBC, not the WBA. Did I misread the fucking comment? What the fuck? Man, he shouldn't even been fighting on weight. They should have made it for the belt. They should, hey, how about you do this, WBC? Save your ass. Let him keep the belt and make it a non-title fight in a different weight class, like Shakur Stevenson just did. Other people did that. Other people have done that. Fought for a belt. So, like Shakur Stevenson had a non-title fight at a weight above him. Just let him fight for the non-title. Shit is, if you're going to accept that excuse for other people, accept it for David Benavidez. Took me a second to contemplate that. Yeah, they should just let him keep his fucking belt and have a non-title fight. That's what I think they should do. But it's too late. When you said WBA, I thought you were talking about Callum Smith. That's a real a-hole homeboy trying to be slick sick. Thought you would miss the comment. Yeah. Lawrence Adams, yeah, that's what happened. Thought I'd miss it. Nah, what? I read the comments, dude. I stay in the comments. Don't get another chance to get rid of the extra pant. Yeah, how much does he weigh over? I thought the weigh-in was on fucking on YouTube. I thought the weigh-in was this morning on YouTube. I thought when you say he missed weight, I'm assuming that he can't make it. But yeah, if it just happened, he declined. Oh, dog. Well, Canelo will fight for the belt. Nah, hey, D-Style, I can go there now. Go check it out. Go check out the video now, man. Ain't no problem with that. You say he's Mexican, the WBC gonna look at it. Damn, he refused to take off 3 more pounds. He don't want to get that ass whooped. Well, gotta go. gotta go. He can only, the belt's gonna be vacant again. He done lost that belt twice. Once to Nose Candy and another one to Weight. They should have had a non-title fight, dude. They should have made that shit a non-title fight. Because it's a bad look. Because it would have been reasonable if he would have made it a non-title fight. That's what ESPN did. They're like, he couldn't get Shakur Stevenson couldn't get his weight down because of the running and all of that stuff. 3 pounds over, that makes sense. It's like he probably couldn't train, couldn't run because of Corona. Give him a Corona pass. Bet the WBC gives him a Corona pass. I gave him an idea. Damn, I shouldn't even have said it. I think now I gave him a logic. Now they'll blame Al Heyman for it, Hey, but look, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. You said you had one job. One fucking job. Make fucking weight. Crazy. But Dad did blame it on Corona. Yeah. They've already used that excuse before. People accepted it. Oh, wow. Yeah. Beterbiev and Bivol weight. Yeah. Go take your ass up there. Go fight Beterbiev, dog. That'd be a good fight. Benavidez, Beterbiev. He's got a shot against Beterbiev. But look, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Much love, everybody in the chat. Hey, and D-Style for you, dog. You don't never got to worry, man. You can just throw that. You can throw the link in there, man. You do it with class. You don't do all caps and do it 15 times. Man, I remember one time I let a dude, I said, hey, man, you can, sure, go ahead. You can use the chat to publicize, pub your channel. Dog, this dude put in, man, it must have been like, he blacked out the chat. It was like he put that shit in there so many times, dude, there was no room for anybody to leave a comment. I was like, dude, you have no sense of fucking moderation, do you? Give a motherfucker a rope. He want to fucking be a cowboy, man. Stop. But anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Go check out my man KQKC Boxing. Said, I like that kid. Great hands. Are you talking about Benavidez? Yeah, he does have great hands. Real fast hands. Lay them hands on you. But I'll still watch the fight, Anyway, it is what it is. And with that, go to KQKC, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you, Bumpy Thompson.